Right, so I'm getting all organised lately. I'm thinking about playable builds. I was thinking about the playable builds we'll be releasing for episode 1 last night, and I mean I've moved important releases up here now, but I'm gonna change that wording to one sec. Let me think of what we'll word it as, because I've updated our tile as well. It's got a building now. Well, 0.1, which we already know, first ever build, but I see it as like a pre-alpha because you're only going to get main quest 1 and 2. I'll say estimate release date just because this is going to be very rough and subject to change. But I'd like to, before we start with our dialogue stuff today, just get this done. Get organised, get a plan. I don't think there's a better emoji we can use for that, as it is. Alright, so we'll have this and we'll change it to episode 1. There we go. It's a little bit more clear what we do now, what we're working on. Can we bold this? I don't know if it's going to allow us. Silly Trello. Don't think they must not allow bolding then. Be cool if that was bolded. I'm going to just Google that actually, Trello. Bold text. Okay, apparently it's 2 asterisks. Let's see if it works then, shall we? No, it doesn't. Maybe it only works for the description. Yeah, it works for description but not for the title. But no one can see the description, so that doesn't matter. Also, if anyone wants to look at our Trello page, we do have a I do have a bot command for that if you want to have a nosy while we do this. Other than that, we will be carrying on with putting in some dialogue today. We'll probably do that today and Wednesday because we've got to finish scene 3. But I also want to get all the dialogue in for main quest 2 as well. Because obviously the first build that does get released is going to all be main quest 1 and 2. We're not gonna think about main quest 3 dialogue or even begin that yet. That will be done once we've released the first playable build. So right, at the moment we have it as winter, which is basically what it says on our trailer as well, if you've seen our trailer on the website, which we also use for the Picture Game event. It does say a winter release for that, but I am going to push it back. Not like mega lows or anything, but it is going to be pushed back a touch because a couple of key things. One, I'm moving this winter, moving house. We haven't been given a date yet, so I'm not sure when it's going to happen exactly. So of course, because of real life stuff, it's going to slow down game development. Moving is a very time-consuming, distracting process. So I won't obviously be doing game development during the time I'm moving house, but I'm hoping it's not going to like drag or anything like that. I'm hoping it can get done and over with as fast as possible. Of course, I'd probably have to have that week of streams off that I do move to get prepared, but it could be next year. It might not even be in 2020. It might be like early 2021, but I'll keep you all updated for when I do get a moving house date. Hi Moon Shadow and Andy Cake, how are you wonderful humans doing? Yes, I am moving house. It's weird because I've lived here since I've been 4 years old. And I've told you guys a few times about this because it'll obviously like affect the streams just a little bit. I'm hoping it won't too much because you know me, I want to get into Raindrop Chronicles as fast as possible, but I'm hoping at the least I can just have a week off while doing it. And of course when I get the date, we haven't been given a date yet, so big question mark at this point in time when it's going to be. As soon as I do, I'll be letting you all know what the date is, so you're all prepared. So because of that, that's going to hold back the playable build release, and it's not going to be the winter because it just won't be. And there's another thing that's going to hold it back too. There is a few changes I'm going to be implementing that I would prefer set in stone before it's out. A couple of minor graphical changes and a mechanical change. So doing that will obviously take a bit of extra time as well. There's also a question mark whether I'm going to move from RPG Maker MV to RPG Maker MZ. It's still unlikely at this point in time because although the plugins I want are available on MZ, which is the latest RPG Maker engine release for those that don't know, although my necessary plugins and systems I want are on there, it's still very early days, bare bones, so I'm not sure whether I want to jump there when it's still very minimal and there's not much out, because there's a few things I might not be able to do on there, so it's still a 50-50 chance there. And I'm doing a bit of experimenting and a bit of testing, so things like that are going to maybe just extend the playable build release for a few weeks to several weeks. Where are you moving? That's huge actually. Well, I'm only moving to another place in the UK, so it's not I'm not moving country or anything. It's nothing drastic just yet, though the possibility of that happening one day isn't completely off the table either, but for now it's just another place in the same country, so it's nothing that's like absolutely life changing. But it is still a bit weird considering I've always lived in this same house for so long. Moving over to sunny Yorkshire to see me. Who knows? I'm not telling anyone where I live so my stalkers can't find me ever again. Not that anybody here would ever be a stalker because you're all awesome. But believe me, I've had some. The life of being a streamer, eh? And how's it going, Andy Cake? How are you though? How are you doing? Wahaha. Okay, so I've rambled on about that, so now you know it's not going to be the winter. I'm going to give you my estimated release date for the first playable build, bearing in mind the move plus the experimental changes I'm going to be adding that I believe will improve the game for the better. By the way, I'm not gonna say what these apparent little changes are just yet too, because I'm still experimenting and seeing what's going to work. But of course, as soon as I know it's going to be a sure thing, I'll let you know what apparent little alterations it'll do. But it's how what I personally feel will make the game more fun and more appealing for other people as well, because of course we want people to play the game, and we got to realise we're in pre-alpha. You know, nothing's ever set in stone in regards to the game. Little adjustments will always happen until, like, you know, we get to the beta probably. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna reveal the estimated date, guys. I'm gonna say March. I was gonna say February, but I want to estimate rather than underestimate. You never know, it could still be possible to hit a February, but I'm going to say March because it's going to allow me that extra bit of time. What emoji could we use for March? It's spring in March, isn't it? Flower emoji. Let's have this pretty flower emoji for March. I know the feeling. I've lived in the same place all my life, and now I actually might be getting my own place sometime next year. Oh, exciting. Master Emerald, how are you doing today? Hope you had a good Halloween. But yes, it's a bit weird. Like, I'm very much a person that likes routine and doesn't like change, so I'd be happy just staying here and not being disturbed. But at the same time, it's going to be better because I'm actually going to have 2 rooms instead of 1, which means I don't have to have my bedroom and my studio space in the same room. So that's like pretty exciting. 1 room for streaming and 1 room for bedroom, because we are moving in a bigger house. I'll still be living with my parents, so we're moving to a much bigger place and I'll have more privacy. No neighbours attached to us as well, so that's nice. Be a complete detached house. So that'd be awesome. That's great, yeah. I know, right? Super fun times. Okay, so I've said March. At the moment, we are working on. We're working on dialogue, obviously. We've been working on getting Main Quest 1's dialogue improved and just expanded upon. And the next job after that is going to be to actually implement that dialogue with the scenes. The mapping is pretty much ready for the first playable build. We only need the first 7 maps of Everbloom Forest for the first 2 main quests, though there are some there's some black lines, so at some point we'll probably extend the mapping just a bit between now and March, because I ain't releasing the first playable build with black lines with the map, so we will be going back to mapping to just get rid of those. We don't want weird black lines. And features and menus, it's going to be very, very minimal. Like, literally the only feature that's going to be there come the first playable build is going to be the option to turn the mini map on and off in the menu, because we'll have a mini map, so either you can show that and see all the quest markers, or you can hide it and not see all the quest markers and stuff. We'll obviously have more features. There's more feature ideas planned in the long run, such as NPC daily routines, a potential day and night cycle, and crafting and collectibles and things like that, and hunts as well, but that's going to be way later. We're not going to put everything on us for the first pub, because we'll be there for most of next year otherwise before it even gets released. So it's literally going to just be Main Quest 1 and 2. But I want it to be a smooth experience. That also means that skills and battles, the enemies and the battles need to be okay. I'm not expecting them to be balanced or perfect or anything like that. In fact, I'm expecting them to be a bit rough around the edges, because some of you guys might be testers for me and stuff. Who knows? I can't, that's something that is hard for one person to balance alone, but I want it to at least be playable and decent. We don't want to set a bad first impression of the playable build, so I'd say a good month or two might be spent just smoothing over those skills and the battles and just getting it decent. And that'll be the last thing we do. The skills and the battles is going to be the last thing I'm going to do before the release. So they're there. I kind of see those as two things that are going to come together. So first it's going to be get the dialogue done, which it's already basically 95% done. And we're just expanding, tidying it. We do have to finalise the ending of Main Quest 2's dialogue as well. Getting the scenes implemented from those dialogue outlines, and that doing the quest icon markers and UI, and then it'll be on to so everything you see here is going to be in the first playable build, though this bit is literally, when we discuss the story and character ideas, that's generally for all of episode 1, because we kind of think ahead for the future. Then, as you know, we've been doing that for the story suggest-a-thon, because then it'll be nice to know what the next new content's going to be. We won't be completely blank, and you won't have that neighbour pounding on the walls. Yeah, exactly, it's going to be a lot nicer. All that neighbour has stopped. He has been quieter lately, but I don't want to jinx myself because he might start again. He's very random when he does it. It's just so random. So who knows? But it's been okay lately, luckily. Doing good, just studying a bit. Oh, fun times. Are you doing NaNoWriMo this year, Master Emerald? I was reminded that it is November now, and I've got a friend who's doing it. And then I thought, maybe Master Emerald is doing it too. But I'm not, obviously, because I've got a game to make. Hi, Shadowski1, how are you doing? Been a while since I've dropped in. Yeah, it's good to see you. I hope you're having a good November so far. How are things on your end? Things are okay. Actually, I thought of moving out this place as well, and if it would go my way, which isn't impossible, might be in a year. Tired of working like this. Yeah, it's weird because I've never moved my whole life. I did briefly move though when I was at university, but that was literally for just a couple of months, and then I moved back home. But all of a sudden, I'm going to be moving probably twice within a couple of years, and this is just the first time. There'll be another time, more unlikely, because me and Rex want to close the gap when all this COVID is over with. So yeah, fun times. November, I thought it was March the 219th. How are you doing, Liquid? It's so good to see you. How have you been? Have you been, Liquid? Doing okay? Actually decided to try making something with RPG Maker. Oh really? Which one have you got? MV? How's that going? How are you finding it? I'm still not sure if I'm really going to do Nano. Got a lot to do for Unicorns, but I'll probably end up doing at least a little run. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I feel like you need to have a completely free month to start a commitment like that. And I'm rarely ever free, and especially won't be for the next forever because of Raindrop Chronicles. So yes, guys, at the moment we're just updating our Trello page, and then we're going to get some dialogue stuff done. And I was just chatting about, we're going to just be filling out estimated release dates for episode 1, because as you guys know, we've been working on episode 1. We're nearly close to our 200th stream, and it's going to be a good one because I've got a couple of graphical things to show you. come stream 200, so that'll be exciting. One of them's the logo with the new title in, and it'll be there. I'm gonna change the overlay so it has it on. But like, you know, the first, even though we've had 200 streams, the first 100 or so, 120 or so, I treated this game project very casually. It was more like a bit of fun and just a bit of creative outlet. But as time goes on, I become proper serious about this, and it's definitely not the casual game it was in the early days. So we're getting proper organised now, getting in game dev mode, playable builds and all that. Like, once upon a time, when all this began, I probably would have just released one playable build and then that would be it, and then the official game would be out. But no, there'll be continuous playable build releases, because obviously bits at a time, because that means that things can be tested in segments rather than all at once and get overwhelmed. So, you know, main quest 1 and 2 for playable build 1 means that main quest 1 and 2 will be tested thoroughly before we even, you know, move on to main quest 3 and 4. Otherwise, you know, you don't want to build new content on buggy old content. Richard, thank you so much for those doggy bitties. I appreciate that. You've stole that #1 spot now on the new monthly leaderboard with those bitties. Thank you so much, Richard. Let's have some hype in chat. How are you doing, Richard? How are things on your end? Envy is the one you're using. Just getting used to it at the moment. I'm planning what I'm actually going to make. Yeah, sometimes the planning stage is the longest stage, and don't rush either, because, you know, you want to make sure that... I personally like planning, but I'm a planner. I'm an INFJ, so this is why we've got all this outlining stuff here. This is what planners do. This. Vagabond, thank you so much for the raid. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for sending your community over to me again. I appreciate that. How are you doing? How was the stream? Let's catch up with chat, because I've been rambling on as I always do, and I've realised there's about 10 messages waiting for me to read. This happens a lot. And not sure if I'm really going to do no, got a lot of writing. Oh, I've already read what Master Emerald said there. Managed it okay when I was in uni the first time round, but the teaching course is major intense and I'm not even on placement yet. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope it goes well. Teaching, my goodness, that's another, like, my sister's a teacher, and I know how time consuming that job is for her. She doesn't even get time to do any hobbies. Not bad, busy work and constantly rearranging things to find the ideal work-life-home situation. Oh, well, it's lovely to see you, Liquid. It feels like forever since we've caught up. But I hope that work-life-home situation goes okay. And last few years I made stuff with Twine, but I've been missing using graphics and didn't want to dive back into something massive like Unity. Oh yeah, exactly my feels. That's kind of the set where I stand as well. I love storytelling, and I've always wanted to write an epic fantasy, but the idea of having a video game, doing it as a video game instead of a novel, is much more appealing to me because of all the visuals and seeing it all come to life in front of you. And of course I didn't want to jump into something like Unity either, because that's such a long learning curve, you know, and it's a tough enough project as it is. And so you're saying you're gonna George Lucas the game? Carol shot first. How so, Liquid? Carol's not gonna die, if that's what you mean. Not yet, anyway. And we're doing good. Let's give Vagabond Dog a shout out, because I've finally caught up with chat now. And hi, Mandy Jan and Ghost. How are you guys doing? You were playing Hides again? Sounds fun. How did that go? How's the game? How are you finding that? It's on my Steam wish list. Usually dive headfirst into it, but I know not to attempt an RPG without planning. Yes. See, in the very early days, like the first 200 streams of this project, because that's what we've done so far, it's literally been a complete just experimentation. We're only just getting started. This is where it all begins from this point forward. Because like I said, the first 100 streams, the first 6 months, first 9 months of decided to do this, it was like so different to what I'm planning now. It was all just improvised. Every single moment of this game was gonna be just improvised completely, 100%. It was gonna all just be a bunch of random events, not anything that was a serious story. But as time has gone on, I'm like, no, this is I'm gonna make this a proper thing now, and this is why this exists. And of course, I've managed to find the right balance so that it's organised, but still a community-driven project. That still exists, but there needs to be some kind of skeleton structure, because otherwise it would just literally make no sense and probably wouldn't be very good. So yeah. And I'm just joking about how George constantly wanted to revise his Star Wars movies and change who shot first with Han. Oh really? Yeah, well, perfecting your story or your content or project is very understandable. You know, you want to make a good impression, which is kind of why, you know, I'm not going to be releasing first playable build when it's very mediocre, because it's not going to create a good impression. And yeah, it don't have to be like the best thing in the world. We're not expecting the bugs it to be completely bug free or balanced, but it can't be a disaster. You know, we need to be playable at least. And finally finished Hage for the first time and getting ready to come back in a few hours to do some more Sometimes Always monsters. That's awesome, Vagabond. I saw your game jam thing in the Discord as well, and I thought that's pretty cool. If anyone wants to join in on Vagabond's game jam, here you go. If anyone here is a game dev, I know there's a few of you here, and you want to jump in on something, I say have a peek at that. Obviously I can't join in because I have a frigging epic RPG I'm working on, but I encourage any of you here to check that out because it's interesting and exciting. Are you ready for that? Are you doing that one of those, Vagabond? And our community's hit 90% on their 300k goal to force me into a 24-hour stream. Oh my goodness, a 24-hour stream? I've done a 12-hour one, but not a 24-hour one. My goodness, you better be ready. LOL, so that's what they are using their stream points on. Oh right, my goodness. And I agreed to do a 24-hour game jam and stream and release the game for free. Do you regret it now? They've killed most of the 300k goals in about a week. My goodness. Hi Kung, how are you doing? Good afternoon. Hope you've had a pleasant weekend. Not bad. It was pretty relaxing. Pretty relaxing one. How about yours, Kung? How did yours go? And yeah, gonna game jam this weekend with the theme a year. He's doing a 24-hour self-game jam, so you've got to do it all in that 24-hour stream. My gosh. Have you got an idea for what the game is you're going to do? It's better to go into that a bit somewhat planned, I think, because imagine like starting it and just being blank. I'd spend the whole 24 hours just thinking of an idea. And I did 24-hour once, was fun, but never again. Oh really? How did you feel by the end of it, Master Emerald? I don't regret. Kind of excited to hammer out one of my old ideas I've not touched. Sounds cool. Sounds interesting. I'll be having a peek. I'll be having a peek for sure because I'm curious how that's gonna go. I've helped torment him. Have you, Ghost? Nice to have a relaxing weekend. We need that. We did as well. Yay. Yay, it's so good to have you guys here while I'm getting my Trello page all all sorted out. I'm just adding a few extra changes before we begin our dialogue stuff today. I've also added at the bottom what we're currently working on. Here's the link to the Trello, by the way, folks. If anyone is into project planning and all that, I recommend this little tool to do that, because it's very, very colourful, and these boxes, they're pretty nice, aren't they? I like it. So I've put that we're currently working on episode 1. I am working currently on getting a very, very first build ready for you all. I'm currently messing about, experimenting with a few little potential things I might want to adjust, and once they're all ready and once everything's ready, it'll be out. And you can expect, I'd say you can probably expect more playable builds to be released quite more regularly, I can't speak, once the verse 1 comes out. It's getting that framework that's the challenging bit, and it's going to be like, you know, just main quest 1 and 2 out of 6, and with every new playable build we'll add another quest until the whole main quest for episode 1 is done, and then we'll be working on adding the side quests and the extra features, and just building on what we've already got. That's the plan. By the end, I was barely making sense Crash for like the whole next day. Yeah, you'll have to like sleep for the whole day, that's for sure. I remember when I did a 12-hour stream, I was asleep for a whole day, and that was just a 12-hour stream of playing video games. Any pro tips? Yes. If you've got any Master Emerald, definitely think Vagabond needs them. Okay, so is there anything else I'm going to be adding? I want to add, yeah. That. Put 2021, just see now what year it is. Apples, water and honey. What if you don't like honey or apples? I'd like chocolate, that's what I'd like. I've got nothing against honey and apples. They'd just not be my normal go-to. Get a lot of sleep beforehand and drink plenty of water, it'll keep you awake. Schedule sorting my calendar is liking what's up. Calendars. Well, that's what we're doing now. I'm gonna get an idea, a rough estimate, and we'll see what the plan is of when episode 1 officially is going to be released, shall we? So the next bit is version 0.2. Now this is a very rough estimate, guys, so whatever we have here, it's not like set in stone. The dates could switch around, especially for these ones that I'm going to be adding now. Because I don't want to like get super rigid about it, but I also want to have at least some like loose plan in mind for the release dates, because otherwise, you know, time might pass us by before we know it, and then nothing's being done. Who knows? The accent. Do you like my accent, Artist Minute? Why, thank you very much. Gotta love a British accent, right? I was doing the 24-hour comic challenge thing and the art was atrocious by the end. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't that bad. We're all harsh on ourselves. But I bet if I saw it, I'd think it was good. Okay, so second playable build. I'm thinking for the second playable build, we would have main quest 3. And not main quest 4, we'll do that for the next playable build, because I think it's also important that we get in the NPCs for that playable build. NPCs daily routines, because that's kind of what I wanted to work on. Like, I'm curious about how far you can take something like that in the engine, even if it's not like the most wildly ambitious thing, even if I kind of just attempt a sort of something like a daily routine for each NPC, just so they're not just standing there. I'm kind of very fascinated of something like how Stardew Valley do it, I guess. You see the NPCs wandering about from building to building. They're not just rooted to the spot every single second of the game, like all the other RPGs out there. And hi Rose, how you been? Hi Rod, how you doing? It's all good to see you. How was your weekend, Rod? Do you do game dev with free time or full time? Full time artist minute. Every second of my life. Not, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know, it's a huge, if you want to go all out, you gotta kind of do it full time. I mean, not saying that you can't do it free time or part time, but it can be very difficult to balance. I couldn't imagine having another job or other commitments while doing this. I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but it'd be pretty tough. I admire anyone who can do game devlogs alongside another job, that's for sure. You must be one superhuman. I'm fussing about how to organise this. So, other than the NPCs, I don't know if we'll have any more features, because I'd rather do like all the mechanical feature stuff at the end, probably. Day-night cycle and hunts and things like that, and any collectibles or any crafting, all that's going to be saved till last. So I'd like to get the main quest in first, bit at a time. So I'm not going to put a date yet for that. We'll get before we add the dates, we'll get each of the build plans laid out. So, and obviously there'll probably be ones in between release, like with bug fixes. So obviously we'll have like 0.1 point something if there's any like small little fixes we need to make in between races, because I'm sure there will be. Hi Binary, how you doing? It's good to see you. How are things? Hope you had a good weekend, Binary. I've been doing it part-time and it just takes so long to get something out there. Oh yeah, it takes forever to get something out there even when it's full-time. That's for sure. It's such a time-consuming thing. No doubt. You been quiet, Rod? And no, I'm not a real game dev, though. Anybody's a real game dev. If you're doing a game, you're a game dev, right? What defines a real game dev? That's the question. Let's ask chat that question, actually, because I'd like to know the answer to that. You guy made AM2R, Metroid 2 remake, had another job, and it took him 10+ years for him to finish the game. Yeah, if it does, it does. It's like it's your It's your big project. It's your creative thing. Why rush? Just release it when you're proud enough and pleased. You know, there's a whole lifetime ahead of you to do this. That's kind of how I feel about Raindrop Chronicles. You'll never get me as somebody that's desperate to rush this in a million years, because that's not who I am. I don't believe in the crunch. And I don't necessarily, I think sometimes rushing doesn't really give the best product either. So, no, I'm not saying sit on your butt and never do it either, but, you know, if it takes time, it takes time. Did you do anything pleasant for Saturday? I completely forgot what I did Saturday. I only remember Sunday, which was yesterday. It was Halloween, wasn't it, Saturday? I did absolutely nothing. I dressed up on the day before for stream, but on Halloween itself, I didn't do much. We're all in lockdown here again in my country. Not that I'd go out if we weren't anyway, because I'm a hermit. Hi, Matt, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Things are going well, thanks. I hope everything your side is going well. Not too bad, Binary. I'm excited for stream 200. It's soon. We're getting there soon. Sorry about the weird noise, everybody. It's my water flask. In case anyone was wondering. No one wants to pull a No Man's Sky. Just get it right first time. Oh yeah, it can totally ruin. If you set a bad first impression, people don't forget. So this is why I'm totally okay with extending the first playable build release to March, right? Because I was planning for the winter, but I just know it's not going to be ready. And even if I sort of brand it as a pre-alpha build, which is what it is, it's just I still would rather be playable. And there's a few things that are going to change, which I'm not going to say yet because it's too early and I'm still testing, but a couple of mechanical things, and I'm going to make it a few adjustments too. So yeah, nothing's ever set in stone when in this early stage of game development. You can change your mind. And are you bringing on Carol as a surprise guest for 200? I'm Carol. What are you talking about, Binary? Oh gosh, I should have totally have dressed up for Carol the Barrel for Halloween this year, shouldn't I? No, I couldn't imagine. Imagine how hard it would be to do a Carol the Barrel cosplay. Like, the work that would have to go into making that barrel costume would be insane. We should have all dressed up as barrels for Halloween next year. Yeah, I think she'd make the perfect Halloween costume, thinking about it. You know, it would be my dream to see someone cosplay as Carol the Barrel for Halloween. 1 year. That would be a real dream. Carol for Smash Bros. Oh my god, imagine Carol as a Smash Bros character. Well, how would she fight? How would she fight, guys? Would she just slam into people? And rage? Just throw a Sunday a tantrum and slam into people? Gonna be going to prepare for grocery shopping, so hope you stay safe until next time. Oh, I hope you get some nice noms, Rod. Get some yummies. Make sure of it. Though through sheer rage, she would fling herself. She would. She's the MVP. She's unforgettable, Carol. She makes this game what it is. Okay, so I think we'll leave it at that for. Oh no, I haven't even filled it in yet. What am I talking about? So main quest 4, as well as. think I should call it Cave Dungeon, because some of you might already know this because we've chatted about it a lot. Main Quest 4, the second half of episode 1's main quest line, is going to take us into the caves beneath Everbloom Forest, the cave tunnels where the reptiles live. So that's what's going to happen in Main Quest 4. Main Quest 3 is going to mainly be returning back to Lakefall. It's going to be the point in the game where you get some downtime. There'll probably be some NPCs to talk to, and you'll be able to recruit either the diplomat and the herbalist, and then the story will branch depending on who you recruit, and things will go differently in the caves depending on which one you recruited. So Main Quest 3 is kind of the setup to Main Quest 4 when you do go in the caves. And I think doing the NPC daily routines alongside Main Quest 3 fits, because we're going back to Lakefall and sort of talking to the NPCs during that quest. So there's not going to be any fights or battles in Main Quest 3. It's the downtime quest. And then doing the Cave Dungeon alongside Main Quest 4, which is predominantly the quest where we're in the caves. Feel like that'd be a good aim for the third playable build release. Hi Udon, how are you doing? So good to see you. What's your favourite game? The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is my favourite game. I've got a lot of favourite games. I like Udon just mentioned Mass Effect 1. I love the Mass Effect trilogy as well. I love Final Fantasy games, especially the ones, the golden era Final Fantasy games from 7 to 10. There's so many others I love as well. Chrono Trigger. But Witcher 3 tops it for me because it just ticks all the boxes, and it's the only game that I've completed and I've genuinely felt empty inside and like I've lost a best friend upon completing that game when I couldn't play it anymore. No other game has given me quite that amount of intense feels in regards to missing it. It's just a brilliant RPG. What kind of a sign board this? This is Trello, Udon. I gush about The Witcher 3 all the time. It's kind of no secret that I'm obsessed with it. Any indie faves? Indie faves. There's a lot of indie games I've really enjoyed, but I don't know whether I can count them as indie anymore because some of them have become kind of a mainstream success. So I guess it depends on what you count as indie. But there's a lot. It's actually really difficult to think off the top of my head. I'd have to have a good think on it. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, it's legendary. I'm impressed with Ghost of Tsushima. Oh yeah, that game looks very pretty. I'd like to play that one as well. I'm gonna have to try all of these. Free Multiplayer Legends is a masterful RP, says Udon. I would think a barrel could use some kind of attack spell that shoots various elements out the top like a cannon, but needing to carry items could get in the way of that, yes. That's the thing with Carol, she's useless in battle in reality. But it's just fun to imagine her as someone that actually would be in battle as jokes, because it would be quite funny, quite humorous. Karen the Outrage Simulator. Oh, of course, we gotta like Karen the best, haven't we? Well, Hollow Knight is technically indie, but dude, that game ticks a lot of boxes. Yeah, see, Hollow Knight's one that, you know, where you think, well, is it an indie or is it not, because it became such a mainstream success. But that game is absolutely stunning. Now, I haven't really like completed Hollow Knight because I'm not very good at that genre. I say that, and I mean, I've completed Dark Souls, and I know that it's kind of the 2D Dark Souls, but I think the design and the sound design is really cool in Hollow Knight. Super stunning. Do you have any games out there that I could purchase to support you that you made? Not quite yet, artist, but once the first playable build's out, I'm going to be having them on a Patreon. So they're kind of not going to obviously be like public for all, because they're going to be available if you become a patron to me, which I don't have yet. I don't have a Patreon page, but I will launch it alongside the builds as we do them. And yes, so in the future, be patient. A masterpiece can't come out overnight, right? Wow, I'm cocky now, aren't I? I've got a bit of an ego. And maybe she could somehow use a crossbow inside herself or toss some items very hard. I like super giant games. I haven't played Hide yet, but I love Bastion and Transistor. They seem like good choices. I own Bastion in my Steam library, but I haven't yet played it. There's a ton of games I've got in my Steam library that I haven't played. I'll have the developers visiting my stream next Thursday. Ooh, fun times. They have great artists over there. It's just gorgeous, and it's painful that I'm not better at it. Oh yeah, see, I'm bad at mouse games. Anything that's like very skill based. But you know, I play games just to be immersed for the kind of narrative, mainly, more than being the best at kicking butt, because I can't. Haze is also very pretty. It is. I've heard really good things about it, so that's why I put it on my wish list. Right. Anything else for the? Probably not. Okay. So for this next one, can we copy this? Thinking main quest 5 and 6. Now we're not having more than 6 main quests. The 6th one is the last one, and the last quest might be quite short because it's kind of just tying up what's happened in main quest 1 and kind of setting up main quest. I mean, what's happening in the next episode. So probably that, and I guess this is a pre-alpha, right? You can't really call it an actual alpha until it's playable somewhat from beginning to end. I mean, it doesn't have to be feature or content complete. I'd say, yeah, that's looking more ready as an alpha once it's got main quest 6 there. Gosh, I can't talk today. I can't talk properly. And this is probably, we're talking on the last playable build now. After this, when this one's released. So this will have all the side quests added. Extra features. And that'll be when it's like content and feature complete, so that might even be episode 1 beta. Super duper gold. I have no interest in being double, triple, ultra, platinum rank or whatever in most online games have. Same. I'm just not motivated. Like, I'm not a competitive, driven person. Fair enough to anyone that is, but my joy comes from enjoying it. A fictional world. That's what my joy comes from. No matter how bad I play it. Super duper gold, that might be achievable. Huzzah. Huzzah's such a great word, isn't it? I don't like how in Trello, when you add a description, it makes the cards super long, so I'm going to get rid of these. Because I prefer that it being not taking up as much space. Yeah, so I think that's it then, which would mean episode 1 version 1.0, that'd be the official release, the real game. So that would be this final build is literally just everything will be in by that point. Side quests, extra reaches, it'll be just testing the bugs. So I'd say I don't like how that's there, just stuck there though. Yeah. Love that word. You love the word Zarkung? Yeah, it should be used more. I don't hear it very often. A new ad block shaming Twitch ads lowered my audio. How dare they? How dare. So this would be... I just made this a bit more clear. Oh, what's that eye? Why is there a random eye there? You were watching this card? Go away. How do we get rid of it? How strange. Remove. There. Okay. No, actually I'm not going to bother adding that, it just makes it too wordy. As you can see, I'm very indecisive. I'm very indecisive. This has been a long time coming though, doing an actual roadmap like this. We're going to add some estimated dates in a sec. Oh my goodness, when's it going to be out? The real thing. Yeah, I don't think we've missed anything out. I think we're good. So extra features would be literally anything like things that we have in the game that aren't the main quest or side quests. So hunts, clock crafting, day-night cycle, anything like that. This. It's a shame you can't bold certain things on these cards, because it'd be nice to make certain bits stand out. Okay, so there's 3 pre-alphas then. Okay, so we've got 5 playable builds planned. 5 major playable builds, by the way, because there's going to be lots of mini ones as well where there's little fixes. There's going to be 5 major playable builds, and one of them's the beta, one of them's the alpha, and 3 of them are pre-alphas. So we'll just call move it here because it's a bit messy where it was before. I like to see the version number there. You can bold text with, yeah, I tried that, guys. Look, I'll show you. I bold the date. And it just does that. Still like, I don't know what's going on. Because I read that, I googled it myself. I was like, how do I bold text? And it said the same as you, and I tried it and it just didn't work. Lime. Space the flower, we'll see. Nope. It tricked us. It lied. You know what I think they meant in descriptions, because look what happens when I do this. It bolds that. That's bolded. But yeah, it decides it doesn't want to do that with the tiles. But that's the main bit. I don't use the descriptions. You can't even see anything in those unless you click them. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, because it would look even prettier if we could do that. The Discord link in the section below. Stream seems to have expired, by the way. Hi, Fable Games. That's strange, you know, because it from time to time it does that. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for others. You're not the first that's happened to. Very strange. Does that one work there, Fable, on the command? If it doesn't, I don't know what to do, because it just decides it wants to expire for just certain people randomly now and again. That one worked? Yay. Okay, awesome. So I'll just remember that. Always do the Discord command if we want it to work for people. And I'll have to remember to switch that link to the one in the panels. That'll be cool. How you doing though, Fables? It's good to see you. Must be a different link in there then. Not all syntax will display when using the Trello mobile app. It's unfortunate, because it would be pretty cool if I could bold because there's so much text in here. Be nice if I could, I mean, what I could do is, I suppose if I do that, it makes the date stand out a bit more. If I put emojis in between the date, we'll do that actually. I prefer M dashes to dashes as well, because they're just nicer looking. I think they're pretty. I'm an M dash geek. How lame. Is anyone else an M dash geek? I just think it looks so pretty. Not better than that. Not bad, cheers, hope you're well. Not bad, Fables. LOL, try this. See if you can just paste bold text in. Do you think it'd let us? I'll have a look. If it does, I'll be shocked. What the hell? It worked. Is that gonna like mess up on some people's devices though? Is that gonna be friendly? Is that gonna be user friendly? How? I'm paranoid it's gonna mess up for some people. I'm so shocked. Pro gamer move. That's pretty clever. Artist Minute is a Trello Pro, are you? Yeah, you must. I'm pretty impressed. Should we do that then, guys? Let's fingers crossed it's not gonna get revenge on me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, see how it looks if I... Now that you've told me that neat little trick, I'm gonna become such a geek for bolding certain bits on this. I'm gonna bold this as well. They're currently working on a bit. So if you guys look at my Trello, I'll put the command in chat again. It shows up fine for, oh, why haven't I put the exclamation mark? It all shows up fine, the bolded parts, right? Paranoid. Looks good to me, man. Looks completely right. I would have believed you as well. If you didn't say just kidding, I'd have literally thought it was Brian's Ken. I'd have been like, no. Wow, that's so cool though. Thanks for giving me that little tip. I'm so happy I can bold things now. Okay, so is there anything I need to... Yeah, this is a mess still, so... I want it to look nice. Are you all excited that I've got estimated release dates now? Because then you're not like thinking, well, when's Raindrop Chronicles? When am I going to play Raindrop Chronicles? When's it going to be out? No faith. Okay. One thing that would be pretty cool is if you could like sort of put like new lines in these cards. That'd be pretty neat. I don't think it lets you do that, does it? Okay, so we've only got the date so far for the first playable build, guys. It's just an estimate, of course. This was originally going to be more closer to the start of 2021 than it is here, but I'm giving myself March just to allow me that extra bit of time. So, the others. Okay. So if we're seeing it as one main quest per build, I don't think it's going to be, once we've got that framework in, I don't think it's going to be extremely, I'm going to allow myself seasons. Oh no, it doesn't. Damn it. I hoped it would continue the bolding, but it doesn't, so I'm going to have to enter it here. As if I find that I'm underestimating this, by the way, I'll immediately change it, but I'm gonna, for now, see it as every 3 months. We'll use a different emoji though for June. It's the summer, so there we go. Yeah, I think that's doable. One main quest, an NPC routines. Now, this playable build might be longer because of the cave dungeon, but yeah, that one it could be a bit longer. I'm gonna just make a note here, just so note these dates could change. No, I won't. I'll stick to it. I'll do it. I've put estimated, so it's not like it's rigid. I'll just be a CD project red if I need to delay. I will find you a way to get Landrex. You will. Well, is it even possible? I'd be so shocked if it was. I'd be so shocked. Actually, I'm getting really indecisive here. I'm thinking, I know, ignore me everybody, I'm talking to myself at the moment. Keep it as it is. I just want to do this simply for the purpose because I want to know when the official release is going to be, because people have asked me that question. Been like, so when's the actual you know, it's a common question. People want to know when the full release is going to be, and at the moment I'm like, I don't know, because there's just, it's hard to say when you haven't even done any of the other builds, but we're going to do it. Okay, so the caves. So it's literally going to be just the caves and main quest 4, which are kind of both the same thing, really. I'm gonna do it in seasons. Treat it as that. Okay. I did say it would be 2022. Funnily enough, when it would be released. Originally, it was the end of 2021. More realistically, it will be a 2022 release. voice for episode 1. This is the perfect emoji for September. I like how that emoji is on. I want them to all to be on the same line. I'm such an aesthetic person. I like it to look tidy. Maybe I should get rid of it from both sides. Oh no, my mouse. No. Oh, it's fine. It got a bit... The mouse got a bit stuck. Maybe I need new batteries because I do have a wireless mouse. One sec, folks. Okay, I am back. Also, thank you for joining the Discord, Fables. Always good to have more folks in the Discord. Glad to have you with us. We have some cool channels in our Discord, everyone, if you're not in there yet. We have adorable pets and creative work. They seem to be the popular ones. This site's pretty cool with the text, though I'm uncertain whether some of them would work on certain. Because some of them look super fancy, and they're not always the most accessible, the fancy fonts. But I think the bold text would be fine, right? Okay, so the alpha. When will we be out of pre-alpha? Well, judging by the plan we've got so far, it's going to be the end of next year. A year from now, basically. We'll have done the main quest. You know, but you know, it's pretty beefy and it's literally a lot to do. Okay, so we can use this emoji. Okay, so now this is where things get a bit more complicated, because we've got to add extra features and side quests, and that is going to take more than just 3 months. So I'm going to say half a year for getting the beta done. It depends on the amount of features we want and the amount of side quests, in all honesty, but we're probably not going to, like, we'll probably have at least half a dozen side quests, so... And they're not going to be rushed ones, they're going to be meaningful. So I'm allowing myself a bit of extra time for this one. And I suppose if it turns out that these need to be increased a bit longer, it'll kind of make up for it a bit. And then it's basically done, then it's literally just bug fixing. So if that's the case, then we're looking at an estimated September 22 release, folks. Copy them. There we go, it's easier. Estimated, so not 100% certain yet. It's hard to like know at this stage. I'll probably get more of an idea when we start doing the playable builds 0.2 and 0.3 of how long it actually really does take. Okay, I will need to get my actual work done. LOL BRB, yes. Well, thank you for helping and trying to help figure these Trello issues out. And thank you, I appreciate the kind words. Wow, we've got an actual idea of things now. Fun times, folks. Okay, so give me a sec, because on the first part, and I want to change that to this dash. Yeah, I think doing that just separate makes that a bit more readable. Because I ain't releasing no episode 1 when it's rubbish. So I'm happy with that setup. You know, it's kind of funny that the other person I follow who's doing an RPG Maker game usually does stuff on the opposite time of day as you, so there's not much chance of you catching each other's streams. Oh really? Where are they living in the world then? If they do it the opposite as me. Across the pond, I assume. That sounds interesting. Curious what their game is. Feel free to tell me, because it's always fun knowing what others do. Okay. I'm excited. We have some estimated release dates in far more detail than before. We can get rid of October from here now because it's finished. We don't have October anymore. So there we go, get rid of October. Yeah, we're into November. December and January. But this is going to take us into Feb as well, because I've added an extra month to our release date for the first purple build. And that means that this is March when we add the new content. Now, there might have to be some fixes and bug fixing and balancing. If anyone's tested and submits any errors, then that means we'll have to fix old stuff too. But a lot of the time we'll be adding a new content. We can get it done and ready for the next build. As for that, I'm going to delete that. The discussing of the new song content's ongoing, in all honesty. It's like going to go on just forever. So but a lot of it, the majority of it's happening now because we want to set in stone the quest line, so that we're prepared while we're adding them. So I'm gonna still just add those there. So that means we've got 4 months, November, December, January and February. 4 months of time before we release it. And it wouldn't have took so long if it's not for the house move and the fact that I'm kind of experimenting with some stuff at the moment. I'm kind of figuring out if I'm going to be on MV or MZ. I'm figuring out what's going to be best and things like that. Still a lot of framework sorting out to be doing, but I'm happy with that. I think that's all right. As a plan. Okay, now on to what we're working on. So, discuss main quests. We'll be having more story suggestions streams for those three things: the main quest, side quests, and NPCs and characters. We'll still be doing still be having ideas streams very regularly. Like I say, it's ongoing, things like that. But today we're going to be getting dialogue done. So today on Wednesday stream will be about getting the dialogue 100% happy with, because I'm not going to be doing the scenes. I'm not going to be doing the scenes properly until I'm happy with that dialogue. So step 1 is dialogue, step 2 is scenes. So where are we? Let's have a look at our lore Bible. So who wants to come in our lore Bible with us? Lore. That'll lead to this link, folks. So we're going to be going here. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be carrying on with the Story So Far series on YouTube, because we're kind of doing this, since we're doing the embedded dialogue trees and this, I'm not sure. I kind of want to be careful that I'm not splitting my time too much with too many different things. So I'm not sure whether if we're going to carry on doing that just yet. I'll see. I haven't 100% decided, because I know that we've only done it for the main quest one. But you know, it's all like old graphics, like the stuff in this video. The thumbnails, no, but the stuff in the video is it's all the old mapping and things. And okay, so we need to embed the dialogue tree for main quest 2. I think that's one thing I want to do, get main quest 2's dialogue in, but yes, we still have to finish Carol's dialogue as well. I want to remind myself how the scene with Carol and Rose goes at the start of main quest 2 though, to refresh myself, so I might put them in. So we do have an outline here of where we're at, and we're here right now. But yes, so we might do that. We'll see. If we don't get round to doing that today, we'll definitely do it on Wednesday. But I wanted to embed the second main quest dialogue in for a bit of time now as well. So it's not in. I might have to edit the world. I might have to go in here to do it. I can't remember now how I embedded these stat blocks, I think it was. Yeah. In Canada, I think, since they talk about French Canadian stuff sometimes, he's streaming as Frankie Pixel Show, and his game is Malice and the Cursed City, so it all takes place in and around one city where a big disaster happens. Oh, interesting. A city RPG. That sounds cool. Having everything take place in one place is super interesting. I mean, we're kind of going in a similar structure, I suppose, because every episode we focused on one zone. So it's like Just Everbloom Forest for episode 1. But my dreams of creating a world and fantasy epic just make me want to go beyond just one zone. Of course. But thanks for sharing them. I might have a little peek if I get some time. Thank you, Matt. Wow, it's completely slipped my mind how I did this, but I'll get there. I'll get this tabbed up, so just a new sheet. And it should be an iframe, that's right. So we'll call it, I'll zoom in. Scene. Hey, this isn't just scene 1 though, it's all of main quest 1. So I'm going to rename that as main quest 1. And this will be main quest 2. Okay, so viewerdiagrams.net, it starts with, and what does it end with? Download. Okay, so it was embedded, I believe, from the share. Or no, it wasn't that. It was embed here, iframe. Create. I remember I had a right struggle getting these iframes in it back when I had the idea to embed them, but in the end I did it thanks to chat helping me along. Okay, it looks like it's just all that stuff then in between the speech marks. So let's put that in, but that's the wrong embed. I'm embedding the one for main quest 1, so we need to start a new one. New, because we do have all the dialogue there for main quest 2, but it's all old and messy, so we're going to start fresh, a new one. It's laid out nicely, so create. Because I think it'd be cool if you guys could see the dialogue for Main Quest 2 as well. Because some of you might have followed along as we did it, but it'll be good to get it all out and down so you can have a peek. Okay, so let's get this first. Before we make it all pretty, we'll embed it. Hi Handov, how you doing? How you doing? It's good to see you. How did your 12-hour stream go? I hope you rested well after it, because it's tiring, isn't it? 12-hour streams. But it looks super fun. I hope it was successful. I'm doing decent. Not too bad. Getting all techie with embedding at the moment so that we can get our dialogue shared with the community. I think that's the right one. That. So fingers crossed for me, guys. Let's hope we get this working. So if we go on if we view the sheet, does it appear? It does. It's blank at the moment, but it'll be filled in with lots of beautiful stuff soon. So I think all we have to do now is we just have to copy that ID over. So it went faster than I thought it would. That's great to hear. Streams generally do go fast. I find they do when I'm streaming, because I usually stream for 3 to 4 hours, but it feels more like 1 hour. That means that you know you're having fun, so it's a good thing. Okay, so I'm gonna just see how we did it for the Main Quest 1 page. My mouse definitely needs a new battery. It's getting all stuck. I hope it doesn't do that in the middle of stream today, because then we won't be able to do anything. Okay, so it's easy peasy. We just have to that copy, yeah. Okay, so let's see if it's in here. And then as I add the dialogue trees, you guys can follow along as I add them. It'll update in real time. Okay, so it's all blank at the moment. My mouse has been silly and stopped again. This looks so complicated to me. Oh yeah, it can be. It can be. Sometimes there's a bit of troubleshooting to get things working, that's for sure. But it can be super fulfilling when you finally do it. That's the fun in it. I've done an estimated release date roadmap now at the start of stream as well. We got an estimated release date of all the playable builds now, but it's not set in stone, but we got a sort of idea. I answered your message, Rose. Now back to work. Thanks, fan. I'll make sure to read that at the end of stream. I love your characters, by the way. Super cute on the front. Yeah, gotta show them off. Anyone who's like a character in the game who's in the stream. It's like it's a program called Stream Avatars. It's pretty cool. I think it's, yeah, it is on Steam. I think it only cost a tenner on Steam. But I've put in all the custom characters of the game. Because by default, they look completely different to that, the stream avatars. Okay, so folks, I'm going to give you, if anyone wants to follow along as we do this, here's the link to Main Quest 2's page. So we got no dialogue trees at the moment, but we're gonna get them in. We're gonna get them in now. Cross these off. We don't need them anymore. Okay, so Main Quest 2 at the moment's a massive mess. They split out the scenes on 2 different pages, so we'll have to I'll have to figure out where they're hiding. Main Quest 2 is basically done though. It's only the last scene in Main Quest 2 that needs doing. The first 4 are fine, and I don't think we need to really make too many adjustments to how they're going. How are you finding Final Fantasy 14 though, Handelf, if you're still here? Because I'm obsessed with Final Fantasy 14. When I get the chance to play it, I do. Draw.io seems to have crashed a bit. I'm going to have to refresh this. Hope you're taking advantage of that free time on Final Fantasy 14. Wow. The life of a game never means you get no time. But I've been very busy preparing for Stream 200. Something in particular that I think you already know, Van, because you've seen it. I'm hoping to get it all done for Stream 200. It's a big time-consuming task to do, though. But I do want to get some hours out of 14, I have to say. I do want to do that. Because Cyberpunk has been put back, so it's not like that's going to distract me. Though I think the 3 hours are only available until the end of the month, aren't they? So I better hurry up. Okay, so Main Quest 2, there's so many folders here. That's Main Quest 1. This is what I need to get organised and have it all on this one page, because... that's it. We found one of them. So this is kind of going to be just a copy and paste job, really, but I'm going to kind of make it look nicer and more visually appealing. Okay. So this is where we left off. But that recharge, yes. Got to make sure that you get some recharging time when you're making a game, because it's not good to just constantly do it without a break. That's what causes burnout, everybody. So Van's alright. And are you wanting to play Cyberpunk? I am, because The Witcher 3 is probably my favourite game. I say probably, it is my favourite game. So that of course makes me very excited for their next game. So I'm a big nerd for Cyberpunk, that's for sure. It's one of the few games I'll be getting on release, because I'm not usually one to get games on release, because I like to wait for a sale. But with that one, I'll be getting it on release. I've been decorating my median home in Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, You don't like crafting though, do you, Vanna? It takes forever, doesn't it, to craft stuff for buildings. Will you be getting Vampire Bloodlines 2 when that comes out? Probably not on release, but I want to play that game, but I'll probably be waiting a bit. I think Cyberpunk's going to be the only game I get on release, but I do want to play that vampire game because I'm a vampire myself, so of course I will. Never played Witcher 3. I really need to. Oh my goodness, you should, because it is I say to anyone, if anybody who enjoys a good fantasy RPG, I think anyone who likes a good fantasy RPG would enjoy The Witcher, because it's, I don't know, it's just got a very strong story and it's immersive. It's got good lore. It's compelling. You actually care about the characters and the journey. You know, I'm not really into Cyberpunk, but I'm looking forward to see Carnage play it. Yeah, it's, some people aren't always into the sci-fi or futuristic genre. I wouldn't say I'm like mad about that genre myself, but I just have a lot of faith in the dev team. I know they'll be able to. So I've been waiting for a really good open world RPG for so long now, like a really good one. And I feel like that ticks the boxes. I'm an omni-crafter, but I hate crafting. I have 18 all craftings and gathering except for fishing. The only reason I did it was because of housing. How did you do it? As someone that really dislikes crafting, what motivated you to do the crafting? Because I'm, in Final Fantasy 14, I a very low level in crafting because I don't really like it that much. And I've got no motivation to do it. The only reason, yeah, I like reading sci-fi, but never feel satisfied playing sci-fi in games. Oh, I wonder why that is. Do you think that game developers can't pull off a good sci-fi world? I wonder what it is. I love Mass Effect though. I really did enjoy the Mass Effect trilogy, and that falls under the sci-fi genre. Not so much the gameplay, in all honesty, because I'm not into shooters, but I just really liked the world building and the aliens. I liked the alien cast, the crew. They were a good lot. Interesting characters. I realised that I could level up really fast with Ishgard, and honestly, once I did Ishgard, I went from level 10 to 25 in my crafters all the way up to 80 in a very small amount of time. Oh my goodness! Because when I did a bit of crafting last, it felt like forever just to level up a bit, and it was a pain because you use up so many slots in your inventory for buying materials for it. It's a massive chore. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna organise. We're gonna do it so it looks the same as this visually, and it looks nothing like that at the moment because this is all our old boxes and fonts. But we are gonna just copy and paste. I think that's all of it. I'm going to get the grid down because it's a lot easier to get everything in position. 25. And this is probably, yeah, if you refresh this, guys, you'll see that it's updated. It's a mess right now, but this is so cool. I'm so happy that it updates. It was a pain to get it all embedded and set up back when we did it, but I think it's really awesome that I don't have to constantly take screenshots anymore to show you all the dialogue. You can all just look at it here. Hi Zayas, how you doing? It's good to see you. Having a good Monday. The secret of each guide is to put together crafting pairs. Gather those items and level your crafters in group, also using macros. Oh, you use macros, that explains it then. That would help, I could imagine. Okay, I think that'll do. We can get rid of that. What we do, because we got this card here where we use, I kind of really like the idea of all the characters having their own like little unique phrases. But instead of having it there, I'm going to put it on the characters document. We have get out, grows, flashback. Let's see which ones we've got. I want to compare. What's everybody's favourite word that Carol uses? Chat. Mine is oi. We need to, oh my gosh, we didn't add flashback. Why did we forget that one? Yeah, there's more than that for sure, but I think these ones are ones that come in main quest too, so we'll just have that for now. Flashback's your fave, yeah, gotta love flashback. I can't believe I didn't add that to the most common phrases list. Now I am lazy through the story quests. And there's only one push point at level 70 because I used a trick at 71 since I didn't do any of the story quests for the crafters. But I hit 80 with no problem. See, I find gathering even more of a grind and chore than crafting. I remember trying some mining and then I got burnt out and gave up on the game for a year and a half. Because it was that boring. How bad. I'm clearly not a gathering person. I play Final Fantasy 14 for the story. Because it's really good. You did it with a friend. Am I alone in finding gathering a grind? Does anyone here enjoy gathering in MMOs? Okay. So what font did I change to? It's Tahoma. I don't know why the line height messes up sometimes. The only other thing I can do. Oh, there we go. I was like, why is it all up there? What size? This is 31 by 10 inches. I'll make sure it's the same. No, not another bot. Hi Builder Cat, how you doing? This software here, if you mean what's on the screen right now, it's Draw.io. If you mean for the actual game, it's RPG Maker. I'm not a fan of gathering, crafting and being forced to grind. Yeah, I think I'd have to really be in the mood if I'm gonna do crafting and gathering, and most of the time I find it unproductive. You see, I feel like I should be doing something better with my time. That's usually why I don't do it. But as for going through the main story and dungeons themselves, that feels like it's just a bit more better, and I'm being more productive doing that for some reason. I recently found a shortcut on how to get emojis up on here, and I was really happy. It's the Windows key and period, and look, I don't have to copy and paste emojis now from the internet, from Google. I can just do that here. It's so much quicker. Unlocked. Main quest 2. Yeah, we're not going to get all the dialogue trees for main quest 2 in today, because there's a lot. We'll get there. And it's not called Carol Meets You. It's actually called Carol and Rose 1. Look how organised I've become. I've got all the scenes done here and ticks with what I've done, what I've implemented. Okay. Let's catch up with chat. Sometimes you can enjoy gathering, but not so much, says Kung. However, recently I figured out how to earn more, get on the market board, at least on my service, so I could afford to buy housing items more so now that I have a medium home. Do you do that home to yourself, or do you share it with an FC? I'm not sure I'll go for a large home, but I should be able to afford one eventually. I was surprised I like Littlewood, but then it is kind of 100% grind in a weird way. What is these bots coming in? Go away. I'm a little tired of RPGs that try to be all things to all people. Littlewood, is that game I'm thinking of, or is my mind in a blank? Let me just Google it. Yeah, Littlewood, I bought that game for Rex. If that's the same one that you're thinking of, Big Cat. I see that more as a simulation game than an RPG, more like a Stardew Valley kind of game. Yeah, this game's nothing like Littlewood, but Littlewood seems like a fun, relaxing, chill sim game. And indeed, I know what you mean, gathering is a pain, so I've looked at all other options to make getting a little less painful. Yeah, it's just very monotonous, isn't it, gathering? But RPGs that try to be all things to all people, what you tell me what you tell me an example, expand upon that, as in all things, like has battles in, has crafting, has gathering, has every feature in existence. Is that what you mean, Cat? I think that's what you mean, and I kind of agree. I mean, when it comes to MMOs, and especially ones with big teams, it's quite kind of easy to just put everything under the sun in the game and just stick it in. But of course, when you're a solo indie dev, you kind of have to decide what you're gonna focus on, the one thing you're gonna do, rather than just do everything, because you're just not gonna get anywhere. You'll just get burnt out and it'll take a bazillion years, which is okay. If someone's got that ambitious, I'm not gonna say no. Reach for the stars, I say, if you want to add everything to your game. But you know, it's also pretty hard when you're a solo dev. Me and my friend put our guild together for medium. I own, as we did for her, small in Shirogane she owns, so we have an estate in the Mist and the vacation home in Shirogane. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think if I was going to have a house in Final Fantasy XIV, I'd want it all to myself, because I don't like having, I don't want it with an FC. I needed chill in my life, and 20 sub games that could have been published separately. Yeah, I kind of mentioned it on stream several weeks back of how I don't get how every game has a fishing mini game in it, because every game has that, right? Fishing. So I've made very clear that Raindrop Chronicles isn't going to have a fishing minigame in it, because it's a waste of time for me. We could be focusing on really fleshing out the main quests and side quests and the NPCs, instead of doing a fishing minigame that every other single game has. So I'm definitely with you. Just focus on what's going to make your game special and strong, rather than do everything that's popular or exists in every other game. Because why would they play in yours if they can play it in another game, you know? That's how I see it. Nothing against the fishing. Super chill. And if people like that, then that's awesome. Fishing has kind of grown on me in games in recent years. I used to despise fishing games, but in Animal Crossing I kind of thought, actually, this isn't too bad. But still, I won't be putting it in my game. Yeah, honestly, I wish I didn't have to do crafting at all. I hate the currency system in 14. Do you think if Final Fantasy 14, say, never had crafting and gathering in the first place, that you'd like the game even more? If, say, it never existed as a feature or a mechanic. Skybreach, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Alright, so we use this beautiful green colour now for our dialogue trees, and that's because that's our colour scheme. It matches with the overlay. It's the exact same colour as that chat banner box, because this is, I kind of think green is the colour of episode 1. Because it's a forest, it's set in a forest, so you can't get more appropriate. And everybody news coming in today, we're getting close to stream 200 now, and we're celebrating with a new logo. That's going to have an update. It's not going to be like a super big change, but the Twitch community mode RPG is going to get replaced with the episode 1 subtitle, which is Roots and Rumours. That is what the community voted on it being. It kind of kicked ass on that poll. It won by a clear way. Okay, so Rose has joined the party by this point. If anyone wants to follow, feel free to. I'm going to give you the link to the Lore Bible in chat, guys. It'll lead you to Main Quest 2 and the dialogue trees that we're adding at the moment for Main Quest 2. It depends on how it's implemented. Too many currencies, many go obsolete, and then they keep adding new ones. It makes me cringe. Yeah, it's an MMO though, isn't it? And because of the constant updates. I suppose it's just how it is. Because new players of the MMO want to have updates and new content, and I know. I suppose there might be a better way of handling it, but I get why they'd need to keep changing all the currencies. But it just makes me feel really underpowered when I start playing the game again. Because I tend to have breaks from Final Fantasy 14. I'll go back after about 6 months to a year. And then by the time I come back, I'm super weak. I remember grinding for my animal weapon and taking forever to get it. And then I had like a 9-month break and came back and I was super weak. And I was like, oh, what a waste of time getting the animal weapon was. That's the only thing with MMOs, the fact that it never ends. You know, it's fun in some way that it never ends, but it can also be a bit frustrating when you feel like you'll never, you know, complete the game because it's forever. It goes on forever. If that makes any sense. Yeah, the boxes need to be resized. I'm making them all 3 squares wide. Okay, so we'll get Carol the Barrel's sprite. Now, at this point, she's going to be called Carol, not Barrel, because she'll have introduced herself. I have decided that I do want to have the introduction scene in scene 3 here. So we'll know her as Carol by this point. I'm changing the wording in some of this as well. Instead of saying the hero, I say you now. Feels a bit more immersive talking in that point of view. So Carol, stop your eyes while you keep on walking. And Carol will be like, so for actions, I have changed it a bit now because I just think it looks a little bit tidier without the asterisks and just making it more of a faded colour. I forgot what grade it was though. I think it was 999 colour code. My tummy did a rumble. I just had lunch. Well, literally just before stream, I was having a sandwich and a yogurt. So Rose. Yeah, there's a pretty chunky main quest too to get in these dialogue trees, I have to say. But when it's in, that's a really cool job done, and the community get to, you know, be up on the story and can give feedback and stuff as well, and the dialogue we have a lot easier. That is the purpose of it. taking a little bit longer just because I'm changing all the fonts and the styling. And I would do this off stream, but I am committed to another task in preparation for Stream 200, which you'll all find out soon on Friday. I'm super excited though for Stream 200. Super excited. We do need Rose's sprite as well. So many tabs open. So Rose is here, so we'll just copy and paste her. But this is kind of fun to do on stream, even though it's not as inspiring or as creative as our previous streams this month, but well, last month, should I say, last few weeks. But it's super chill to do. It's nice and easy. But we will be finishing Main Quest 1 Scene 3 dialogue, because that's priority. So where we've got to be continued, we've got to think of more. And we could have done that today, but I don't know, I'm just in the mood to do this now. But we will do it. I might need to move some of this a little bit back because it's getting in the way. Yeah, there we go, that'll do. It might still get in the way, but we'll see. Do I use the term face? How have I been doing it? Pulls an angry face is kind of what I've said. But pulls a shocked face doesn't have the same ring to it. I'll just say look shocked. I think that flows better. I like this scene. I like the next scene even more though, with the barrels. Hi Rex, how you doing? How you doing? How is your morning treating you? Hi Sorta, how you doing? You're getting really close to the 1,000 raindrops. How awesome and exciting. We're getting in, for anyone coming in, we're getting in the dialogue tree for Main Quest 2. Because it was on the to-do list. And oh, something more exciting. We have official estimated release dates of the entire project. No, not the entire project, but episode 1 release dates, that is. So If anyone wants to have a peek. Spent the first half the stream doing those. And so you'll get an idea of when we're going to be releasing all the playable builds. I'm excited. It's good. Yay, I'm super glad to hear that, Careless Handsome. Oh yes, one thing I did want to remind myself is what Carol's reaction was on that choice there. Because considering it's something we do here, I wanted to, because I'm not sure I'm like 100% happy with this dialogue. I love the dialogue in these two. I'm messing up the boxes. Let's put them back. But I wanted to seem a bit more angry in that dialogue, so that's one I want to just improve before we continue this scene. But I wanted to remind myself of what a reaction was when you pull out the weapon here as well, because I kind of forgot. I'm going to just delete these to delete the arrows. Has the line stuff? Oh no. Poops. It always does this. I'm happy with this now. The line height is one thing. It gets a bit temperamental with the line height, and that's why it's kind of got all this space in there. That's the one thing I haven't mastered in Draw.io just yet. But it's probably easier to do it this way anyway, because these are the new formatted boxes. So we said 1+ bravery. Maybe we should lose compassion as well, though. I don't know. We'll keep it as we've got it for now. If we need to adjust any of the points, we can do that. The balance in stage. I'm not gonna, yeah, I'll just keep it as we got it. I know that we'll probably need to lose Carol affinity points. How did we have it on the outline? yeah, at the moment we've just got it basic. 1 point for each of the fingers. We haven't done any affinity point planning yet. Not Carol affinity. Yeah, you'd probably lose Carol affinity for sure doing this. She's probably not going to be happy. I mean, you get the brave points if you draw the weapon, but you definitely won't get Carol points. And this is interesting because this time you say stop calling me flashback, so you're running out of patience at this point. And that means that at some point in this scene it'd probably be a good idea to warn her once about the flashback word. I think that was something one of you suggested. So that's kind of the plan. When you introduce yourself, probably during the point when you agree to tolerate her, and you'll be like, my name is not flashback. So you're being polite to her at first, but at this point she calls you flashback again, so it'd be pretty understandable to run out of patience with Carol. It's going to take a while for her to start calling you by your name. That relationship's got to build. It's ingrained in her, flashbaggers. So this option is faces Rose. So instead of defending yourself, you defend someone else here. So that's probably the compassion. Which... Yeah, you're going to lose affinity with Carol for the threatening. So we kind of did put it in. Actually, yeah, let's put it in, because otherwise we'll just forget. Even if we change it, that's fine. We'll have it as -1 for now. And as we said here, defending Rose will get its green, so that's a positive affinity for Rose. Next one is flirting with Carol. My goodness me. Yes, that's right. This game has a romance system and it lets you romance the barrel. It does. So flirt with Carol for this one. Now, Carol probably doesn't even have a clue what that means, in all honesty. But it's the tone of voice that the hero uses that makes Carol realise it's flirting. This wouldn't give... I don't think this would give any plus points to anything. It would just give the Carol flirt options. So just I don't think yeah, this would be the first Carol flirt scene actually, because we cut it from this main quest one scene because we felt it was a bit early. So this would be romance points. So many tabs. Can't remember what the colour code was I used. I think it might be that one. No. Okay, I think I found it. There, I'd much prefer having the choice box presented in the darker boxes rather than the white boxes, because it's just easier to look at and separate them and absorb it all. You can see much quicker which ones are the choice boxes and which ones are the normal dialogues. Because before I just had all the same colour boxes and it just can get a bit... doesn't break it down very easily when the boxes all look the same. So we got to put an arrow to that one. Huzzah. I'm going to use the word huzzah now a lot because chat reminded me about that word and I like it. Okay, so now the scene itself isn't too long, in all honesty. It just seems long because there's 3 different variations of how the dialogue can go now, but it will all meet up to the same thing. I'm going to copy this because when we have if choices, I do it a different way now. I put them in separate boxes rather than all in the same. So if you are a warrior, so yeah, there's a lot of organisation with these dialogue trees, but it's just, to me, for my style of putting this together, it's just much easier to do these first before putting them into the engine. Keeps things structured as well and organised. And it's easy for the community to read too. So if you are a Okay. So yeah, if you're like newer to these streams, a lot of you wouldn't even know what the main quest 2 dialogue even is, because we haven't looked at it in a while. It's been a long time coming getting it inserted into the lore Bible, but the summary's always been here of what happens in main quest 2. It's always been there, but now you get to actually see what the dialogue is. Delete that now. Yeah, so yeah, she probably don't know what, that doesn't even get the joke. She might not, it's a question mark. But the hero's probably been like, tone of voice is probably like super like seductive, and that's what's making her blush. Do it makes one happy. Hi Rav, how you doing? Welcome back. What makes one happy, Kung? I want to know. I can't remember what it said. How you doing, Rav? I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hanging out in our stream today. Rose Sprite. We need some Carol blushing avatars as well. Use the word huzzah, yeah, we should. One of the NPCs in Raindrop Chronicles will have to like the word huzzah. Have to be someone's unique phrase. Hi Mikaro, I know, right? I can't remember who it was in the community that thought of that joke now, but it's pretty bad flirting, isn't it? Or is it good flirting to flirt with a barrel? Silly Carol. Well, silly hero, should I say. How you doing, Mikaro? I hope you're well. Thanks for stopping by. So how is it doing? Let's refresh. I think we're about, if we can finish this scene before we go today, that would be good. I'd like to get more put in off stream, but In all honesty, I need to get some stuff prepared for stream 200. So, we'll probably carry on with this on Wednesday, but I do want to go back to finishing this scene as well. I delete the arrows just because they can be a bit of a mess when you're repositioning things. It's the first Carol flirting joke in the entire game. There has been more that have been submitted, but it feels like it was we don't want to use them all too fast, and character development matters and the process. He's not going to use up, well, they're not going to use all their lines up on Carol all in one go. We're nearly done. That box needs to be longer. I don't want to make, I don't know if I should make it that long. Rose looks angry. I should zoom in a bit and I might get rid of that because it's in the way and it looks a mess. There we go. Looks angry. I'm not finishing the stream until this scene's done because I'm not going to be leaving this dialogue tree a big giant mess. I want it to be done. So I'm not going out. The next scene, like, it's going to be the next scene that's going to take a long time, because that barrel scene's quite long. And then the scene with the fruits as well, which is, that's pretty long too. Gotta make sure all the barrel names are changed to Carol in this. Okay, so there's no more dialogue on those two branches. But yes, we need to change the formatting of that box. I've just realised, because every time the hero speaks, I use either a grey box or a black box. Black for choices that are going to make a massive difference, and grey for just minor things. I want to make that grey. No. Oh no, it's done the thing again. At least when these dialogues are done, I won't have to have that problem again, because the boxes will all be sorted out in the right format. So I'm gonna yeah, this isn't going to give you affinity points or anything. I don't think. Oh no, it probably will actually, because one of them is a harsh way of speaking to Carol and the other isn't. And to be honest, I think we need to change this dialogue a little bit so there's a bit more of a clear difference. I'm gonna have to check the project file. I'm gonna open the scene in RPG Maker in a sec, because I'm pretty sure I did change that text. If I add something else. Hang on, I forgot what I put. Tell me now, okay. I have to do those arrows again. There's not enough of a difference right now. All we knew was one was going to be a bit nicer and more polite, and the other was going to be more blunt and rude. But we can definitely push it further and have something, the dialogue be more entertaining at this part, that's for sure. Still heroes, just lurking whilst I clean. Oh, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate that handout. Cleaning. Cleaning can be a pain, but when you've done it, it's a really good feeling. That's for sure. So I'm going to just paste Carol affinity points in. I don't think you're going to get any compassion, bravery, or any moral points or anything like that here. Your relationship with Carol will just be affected. Yeah, this was definitely changed because that was literally an old version. So I'm gonna have to open the engine and see what I did. Let's remind myself. So here we are. This is all the dialogue we've just done for that scene in the editor. Oh yeah, we already did change it. Okay, so would you mind telling me how you know her? You can trust me. Why did it do that then? There we go. That's like the super nice, trying to get Carol to like you option. And the other one we currently have is tell me how you know her, I'm running out of patience with you. Anyone has any thoughts? Like, I mean, I think that's better than our old version because there's more dialogue there and more complaining for that one and more trust building for that one. But if anyone, of course, has any really entertaining ideas, don't be shy. I want this dialogue to be super fun. Okay, so other than that, is there anything else? Carol just says, "Erg, fine." For that, the dialogue's different depending on which one you pick. Oh, why is that there? So, Carol. The thing with this, the dialogue needs to end because it's going to lead to a flashback. So she needs to say, really, that's, she's not, she's thinking in an out loud, I suppose, there. Maybe something to that degree. But I'm up for debate about how that could go. No. I think the formatting's mostly done. Yeah, I think, have we done it? So that's text is a little bit big. So if we refresh this, it's probably all updated and it looks a bit better now. We've only got the one scene in so far. We got 3 more scenes to add that we've already done together in previous streams. 2 of them are very long, especially the fruit scene one, and one of them's pretty short. 2 are long and 1 short out of those 3. And then we've got one more scene that we haven't yet done, but we kind of have a sort of idea how it's going to go. So that needs to still be done. I think that's kind of what we'll be focusing on this week. Being happy with the dialogue for main quest 1 and 2, and then I'm completely ready to implement those scenes then for our 0.1 pre-alpha build, the very, very first build. How exciting. So I'm going to just make sure there's no typos here. Rose joins a party, unlock main quest 2, the sacrifice. I think that should be in italics. Carol stops. One thing I want to do. Just put 8 pixels around as a padding, just so the text isn't too close to the edge. That's better. Looks a bit better as well. So Carol stops Rose while you keep on walking. Stands there looking at Cruncher. Carol faces Carol and looks uncomfortable. Jumps in surprise. Is it you? Always flashback. Listen up. I've seen this Crunch before. Yeah, that's all there. Okay, so this is the key thing I wanted to check. Yeah, Carol just puts on a complete brave face. She just says, I'm not scared of either of you. And she doesn't show fear, because Carol doesn't, even if she is scared, really. So, thinking... I suppose she would have to act quite similar in when it happens in main quest 1. but we'll think about it, because I feel like there does need to be some kind of difference or character growth, just a touch, between the two. We'll see. I'm going to think on that one between now and next stream. Okay, that's fine. I don't think there's any typos. I think we're all good. And I'm happy with leaving it like that on the Law Bible for us before we finish the stream today. I didn't want it to be looking like too messy and stuff, and only being half done. So that'll do. We got more to do. For example, is it here? I don't think it is. I think oh, it is. Scene 7's right here. So this is an example of how much we got. It's a pretty long one. Character development with the barrels and the container characters. So yes, normally I'd get that in, I think, before next stream, but as I'm busy doing other stuff, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, folks, so I'm gonna have a look at who's online for us to pass the love to before I finish for the day. Oh my god, how is it? Look at the time. Also, I'd normally do a trivia now, but I need to, I forgot to reset the leaderboard. I have to go directly into Stream Elements website to do that, because I'm in a rush. I'm not gonna have the time. But we'll do some trivia next stream. Okay, we'll go to Vagabond because he raided us today. He's been raiding us a lot actually lately, so we'll go pass the love back to him and see what he's doing with his game today. I am definitely ready for dinner. I'm starving. So exclamation mark raid everybody. Thanks for hanging out everybody. I'm super glad we've got that we've got a plan now for episode 1. Still rough, you know, subject to change those dates. But I'm definitely going to be aiming to get that one for sure, because I've pushed it back. But the future ones are a question mark. That they're just rough estimates for now. Thanks for the stream today. You're welcome, Kung, and thank you, Moonshadow. Appreciate that. Thanks for being fab, guys. We're only one more stream until stream 200, which is on Friday. Hi Pooh, guys. So let's raid Vagabond Dog. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a good week. Yeah, it was a wonderful stream. Yeah, so you liked me getting that dialogue in. Well, I'm glad. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. See you on Wednesday. Thanks for being awesome.